Hi, today we are diving into the Python basics, our first step into the world of machine learning. Whether you are a complete beginner, to learn machine learning, first of all we need to understand why should we learn machine learning and what is machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but we will be teaching the machine based on the feedbacks, reports, histories, what the machine has to do next, what steps the machine has to take based on the history and the reports. We will be teaching through algorithms and many more things. That we need to know a little bit of basic Python concepts. To communicate between the machine, we need to know a language. So first we will make our Python language strong, basics strong. So let's dive into it. Okay, so let's start. The first we need to download the Python in a laptop. You just need to go on this python.org website and you need to download all releases. You'll find all the releases here. You can download any of them. You need to select if you have Windows, if you have Mac, just select and download. After downloading, you will receive a package. So after downloading, we will be having these two IDLE and Python launcher. We just needed to download it. Now let's open our VS Code. This is just a software to communicate between languages. This is not a big deal. Now we need to create a new folder. Let me create a new folder right now. Now I'll create a new file in my folder named fresh.py. Py is the extension for Python files. It is just ended by py because you need to denote the file that it is a Python file. So we denote it as py. Now let us start coding. We need to run some of the commands. So in Python, there are some pre-built formats or some set of rules in Python which are called syntax. Because you are writing a code, there should be a set of rules to be followed. So in Python, there is a keyword called print, which says giving output. When I say print hello world and I run it, see, the hello world is giving me output. Similarly, there are some important modules in Python such as import math, where simple calculations such as floor, where when we run this code, I'll show you what will happen. See, hello world and 3. The numbers after the point, it just make it vanishes, and the only thing it prints is 3 because the numbers after point it cancels out. Similarly, there are more functions such as print math. If we want cos of 3.65, math.cos of 3.65, it just gives the value of cos of 3.65. The next topic comes in Python, a basic thing which is known as comments. Comments are nothing but if I put a hashtag here in front of this, the whole line is not the part of the code. It is there in the code, but it is not in the part of the code. For example, if I run this code, see, only hello world and 3, only these two are printing out. The cos value is not printing out because it is there, but it is not going to run. Comments are basically used for understanding purpose, like what you have written in the code. For example, I'll write here, this is a decimal number. Simply you can write some English words in the commands to just make sure you are understanding the code. The next part is variables. Variables in Python are very simple, such as to declare a variable. Variable is nothing but it is a container, where a variable is a container which contains the value as 1. Similarly, if I create another variable 2, b has now 2, b container has 2. Now if I try to print a plus b, what will happen? It will come as 3. For example, if I make it 3, now if I run, the output is 5. Why? A value is 3 and b value is 2. When I write print a plus b, the values of a plus b, the values what container a and b are containing, those will be getting printed. For example, and also we can store strings in variables. For example, strings are nothing but characters or sequence of words, sequence of letters. For example, summer, this is a string, and B is namely like Mayur. These two are strings. Now if I try to print the strings out, for example A plus B, first let me comment this out. So now if I try to print this Samarth Mayur, because two strings are concatenated or added side by side, so we get Samarth Mayur. Similarly, you can try most of the things with variables and strings and integers. There are some functions in strings, such as like if I create a str1 named variable or a string variable, where I will be giving some statement. This is my Python tutorial. So I have given a statement for my string1 variable. What I'll do is I have some functions, pre-built functions, which makes or which does a certain kind of work or a thing. For example, let me show you an example. Capitalize, okay, capitalize, and if I run this, see the first letter where I'll be giving such, if I give here small t, see I have given here str1, the first letter I have given as small t, but the output has shown me a big T. Why? Because this capitalize functions makes the sentence first letter always capital. We have lot of functions in Python. For example, print str1. Another example, find. If for example I need to find this keyword or this sentence in this, where is it? 0th position. Indexing, basically this is 0th index, this is 1 index, this is 2 index, this is 3 index, and this is 4 indexing. So it is telling that this keyword is in my 0th indexing, 0th position. Similarly, there are more functions, pre-built functions, such as upper. If I write upper, what happens? See all the letters in my sentence have become capital. Similarly, if I write lower, str1 dot lower, what happens? All the letters are now small. So there are many functions in Python. You can just visit the website of Python and check out all the functions, how they work, how they do. This is just the basic things. Now let's move on to the next part. Let me comment on this. Okay. The next part of Python, we can say as arrays or lists or tuples. All are same. These are all are containers. For example, let's start with list. What is list? Now, for example, I am creating a list named items, and I will be giving some values in the list 1, 2, and 3. Now, lists are always denoted in the square brackets, and if I want, lists are nothing but I am storing variables are nothing but you store a single term or single variable or single statement. Or lists, we can store both integers and strings at a time together in a single variable named items. Let me show you. Now if I print items, what happens? See 1, 2, 3. The list has been printed as it is. Now a list can contain both strings as well as integers. For example, items, there is a part of indexing where we can change the values of list by updating the values. First, I have already declared items list where I have given values as 1, 2, 3, and I have printed also, means if I run this code, okay, I had not given these colons. Okay, first I have written the items named as variable, and I have given some lists or numbers to it. I have printed it. So let me run this. See, it just printed this 1 2 3. It didn't take anything because I have just stored it here, but I have not updated it. If I update it, print, if I call it again, items, what will it print? See, first time it was not updated, second time I updated it, where index 0, index 1, index 2, where I have updated the index 0 as samarth, as a string. It has stored as a string, and the other two are integers. List is nothing but it is denoted in square brackets, and the items or the values in this list can be updated after and after. Okay, so the next part we will be learning about tuples. 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 Tuples are nothing but similar to list, but in tuples we cannot update items. See, for example, we had given the items and list. We had printed the items. It had printed as same as the list. After that, we updated the index, 0th index, and again printed. It was an updated list. But in tuples, it's not like that. For example, if I write the same things, items is equals to, and tuples are always indicated in flower brackets. That is, the lists are indicated in square brackets. If I give values as 3, and if I print items, what will happen? See, 1 2 3. But if I try to items 0th index, let it be samarth, and if I try to print it again, it will show me an error, because in tuples the set of an object cannot be updated. Here it can be updated, but in tuples it cannot be updated. This is the main core difference between lists and tuples.